To tell you that Africans have woken up, today I'm heading to Abloma to meet an agro-farmer. His story is going to inspire you to take responsibility in rebuilding the continent.
With this, I think you can earn a better living. By this, you can solve all your problems. So I'm encouraging all the young ones out there to sit up and think of entering into this poultry farm because it's very, very nice. It will help them.
As a farmer, if you're given the opportunity to also grow your farmland, grow your poultry farm in a bigger way, where you also be exporting some of this your birds, this your fowl to other African country, would you like it?
My name is Okechukwu from Anambra State.
What's this called and what do you do?
It's poultry farm and agro farm.
How long have you been in this business for?
I've been into this business for like 10 years now.
For you to have been in this business for like 10 years, that's, in a long time. Tell us how it all started and all that.
Actually, I finished my youth service 2013, and along the line, I was thinking what to go into. Now, at the time, I prayed to God to direct me on how to enter or venture into any business. So I had a dream of having this thing, and this is where I am today.
Okay. For you, is the dream that pushed you to building this?
Yes.
But do you know that you owning this farm, do you know that you are one of those solving the problems we have in Africa now?
Yes, I know. Without this thing, there will be no excess of meat, and the meat will be cost in the market. And with us raising these birds, it makes at least a poor layman to afford what to eat.
Because back in those days, even these things we import chickens now. We import them. It's just along the line that Africans started seeing it like a thing to do. Started thinking, oh, we can since this because we call it English fowl now.
Yes.
Even tonight it's called agric fowl or English fowl.
Yes.
So Africans now saw it like, okay, since we can grow this thing in our continent, and people started going into it, and you too, you're one of those people that saw it as something you can do to generate income for yourself, and then you ventured into it. So what are some of the downlines in the business?
The downlines is somehow, whenever you venture into any business that you don't know about and you don't study it, it will surely somehow push you down, and the whereabouts of it is just for you to be focused and be determined, because surely any business must crumble and to start again. You understand? So the timeline was, when you raise them, sometimes few will survive, so few will die, and every other thing. So that is the challenge you see.
No, but looking at it from the positive view, what are some of the things that when you see you will be like, okay, this business is
Poultry farming is lucrative. It's very, very nice. It's okay. Yeah, with this you can live a better life in Nigeria here. With this you can train your children in any level you want them to go in life. It's very, very lucrative. It's happy to do this. It's very, very okay.
If you look at what is happening in Africa presently, you discover that a lot of young people don't want to even go into things like this farming, skill working, despite the fact that Africa is a developing nation, and we seriously need a lot of young people to go into things like this. And now our younger generation are not seeing it like something they would do. I don't know if you have any ways things you can tell them that can motivate them to embrace things like this, because for you to say you can train your children to any level you want, that means there is money in this business, isn't it?
Yes, there is money, and what I have to say about the young upcoming ones out there that neglect this business, they are making a very big mistake, because number one, with this, I think you can earn a better living. By this, you can solve all your problems. So I'm encouraging all the young ones out there to sit up and think of entering into this poultry farm, because it's very, very nice. It will help them. There's no way you can. Life is not easy anywhere, but with this, you can at least start. I started from buying one carton, which is 50 pieces. I started with it. When I started with 40,000 naira, right there in Abia State, Umuahia. I used this thing to get married, and I'm happily married with two kids, lovely daughters. So with this, I think it will help the young ones.
So what are some of the types of birds you have here?
Normally, we have different types of birds. We have different types of species. What I normally do is aggregated or seed species because they are the ones that give me what I want. And at 6 weeks, we are ready to go.
Okay, 6 weeks.
Yes, we are ready to supply.
Are you for real?
Yes.
So what kind of supply? How do you get your supply? And talk about the supply side.
I supply to different hotels, fast food, and individuals.
But are you able to meet up with the demands you get sometimes?
No, because of the cost of feed and cost of beds sometimes, you do manage the one that you have, the one that your capital can carry, yes.
That means you're saying if someone has a huge capital and venture into this kind of business, maybe even do it in a bigger form, where the person will also create a job for some other people, that the person is not going to run loss because at the end of the day, there are buyers to buy the market, right?
Yes, buyers are there to buy the market.
Okay, that means you believe we have the market here.
The market is here. All these carton chicken that been imported are not healthy for us because of the chemical they use in preserving it. So we do supply to cold rooms, people that sells in big amounts. So that is the reason why we need a lot of at least money to venture into this.
Okay, you just made a valuable point now, and I would like to emphasize on that point you just made, that if we have a lot of Africans who are into agro-farming, like who can produce a lot numbers of this, that we will no longer be importing them, like those parts, the chicken labs now we buy, we will no longer be importing them. Now we'll be selling, or we'll be eating the ones we have. Now, with what you're saying that if there are some Africans too in other African countries that also have this thing, since Nigeria, we have population in Nigeria, and maybe the numbers of people into agro-farming here is not, meeting up to the demands in the market here. That means if there are some Ghanaians that are also into this thing and maybe they are finding it difficult to sell in their own country, if they can, shift in these things easily for them, if they can easily bring them in, there will be market for them. They will be able to sell, right?
Yes, they will be able to sell.
Okay, because at this point we are calling on African unity. We are telling our African brothers, to come together. Let's unite together to look for how we can push the continent forward. Because imagine imagine the one you're doing already. And imagine, and you are not even able, you cannot even supply around this whole Transamadi. You cannot even, it's just a small number of people you're doing, because maybe the number you have here is not that much. So imagine when you alone cannot meet up to the demand here, and other people, and there are other farmers in other African countries that can meet up to the demands. That means they will bring in their own goods, or let me use the word goods. They will bring in their own birds and sell in Nigeria and make more money, and thereby even helping lives, because we will no longer be eating those imported ones, like you said, that they preserve with stuff. So you're doing a very nice job, and you're solving one of the problems we have here in Africa. As a farmer, if you're given the opportunity to also grow your farmland, grow your poultry farm in a bigger way, where you also be exporting some of your birds, your fowl to other African country, would you like it?
Very, very much. I would like it.
Does it sound like a dream to you?
It's possible if our government can hack into our voice and sponsor the farmers. I think we'll have a very big farm in Nigeria.
Okay. On a land scale, like, what was this your farm now? What the land measurement? What is it sitting on?
This farm is just 700 capacity.
Okay, 700.
Yeah.
It can only carry 700
birds. Yes.
So like what you said earlier, that if the government listen to us, the farmers, the way you put it. But now, since the government is not listening to us, we, the citizens, we, the Africans, we don't take them upon ourselves now to grow ourselves by ourselves. Let's just leave the leaders, since they are not helping us, since we know that they are one of our problems and they are not doing anything. Let's say some private individuals maybe like the dream you have to owning the biggest agro-farm in Africa here, and they will be like, okay, since I don't have the knowledge and I have the money, let me invest in this in you. If someone wants to invest in you, can you allow that?
Yes, welcome.
Okay, you're open to investors coming in.
Yes.
And you believe, and you're saying that if investors come, you can work with them.
Yes.
To grow a bigger and a better farmer.
Yes.
So what's that your name again, sir, please?
My name is Mr. Goswell Okechukwu.
My name is Marvel of the East. Thank you for believing in one Africa. Thank you for believing that if Africans come together and unite together as one, we'll form a great nation. Thank you for believing that if the borders are removed in Africa, we Africans can trade well and buy from one another and grow a better continent that every other people out there will come and admire what we are doing. I really appreciate your fight, and I really appreciate you. Despite the economic situation, despite the challenges you guys are facing now as farmers, you still kept on to pushing your dreams, and you've done it for like 10 years. It's something people need to admire, and it's something young people also need to consider going into. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.